eating 1,500 calories a day and working out 6 days a week and you're not losing weight. In fact, you might even be gaining weight at this point. If you can't lose weight eating that much, the problem isn't that you need to eat less, it's that your metabolism has slowed down so you're no longer in a calorie deficit. In this video, you'll learn exactly how to repair your metabolism by eating more food, not less. My name is Jen, and in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact process I use with my clients to restore their metabolisms. Before we begin, like this video and subscribe to this channel for weekly fitness and nutrition tips to help you lose fat and build muscle so you can feel your most confident again. Reverse dieting is the process of gradually increasing your calories as high as possible while maintaining your current weight. The goal isn't weight loss, it's metabolic recovery. Basically, you're teaching your body to function on more food so that when you decide to diet again in the future, you can do it from a much higher calorie baseline. As a woman, you might need to reverse diet if you're eating 1,500 calories and not losing weight. You're a chronic yo-yo dieter who's been restricting for years, whether it's been consistent or on and off. You're someone who's been doing excessive cardio or workouts with less food intake for a while, or you've been training 10 plus hours per week but you're eating very little. I see this constantly with my clients. They come into me eating about 1,400 calories, doing a lot of cardio, working out 5 times or more per week, and they're frustrated because nothing's working in terms of their weight loss goals. Their metabolism has down-regulated at this point so much that they're maintaining weight on what should be a calorie deficit. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that you're going to gain weight because you're eating more calories. And yes, you might gain about 2 to 5 pounds during the process, but the weight that you're actually gaining is going to help you get your metabolism back for life. It's also going to be carb storage back into the muscle, and your body's going to finally have enough energy to function properly again. I need you to think about this in a way of shifting your mindset from being smaller to being metabolically healthy. And a healthy metabolism is what allows you to maintain a lean, defined body without constantly restricting yourself. Now, when it comes to reverse dieting, it isn't a quick fix. It could take about 6 months to even a year, but the payoff is going to be much more. You'll have more energy, you'll be able to eat like a normal human being again, and when you do decide to lose fat, you'll be able to do it eating way more food than previously. Before I show you how to do this, you need to understand what's actually happening to your metabolism when you diet chronically. Your metabolism isn't just one thing, it's made up of 4 components. Your BMR, for basic functions, the thermic effect of food, your exercise, and your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is your daily movement outside of the gym. When you restrict calories for extended periods, your body adapts to survive. Your BMR slows down, your NEAT decreases dramatically, you fidget less, you talk with your hands less, you take the elevator instead of the stairs, you sit more, and you don't know this is happening because it's more subconscious than anything else. Your body becomes incredibly efficient at using very little energy at this point. Here's how I determine if someone's metabolism is compromised and needs to be restored. Your normal metabolism should be burning about 13.6 to 18.1 calories per pound. If you're under 9.1 calories per pound, your metabolism has significantly down-regulated. Just to give you an idea of what this would look like, if you're a 150-pound woman with a normal metabolism, you would be eating about 2,040 calories to 2,715 calories per day to maintain your weight. And if you're compromised, you would be eating about 1,300 to 1,400 calories per day and maintaining weight. And that's a big difference. I tell my clients that any woman over 5 feet tall with a moderate activity level who lifts should be able to eat 2,000 calories per day. If you can't eat 2,000 calories per day and maintain that, your metabolism needs to be repaired, not restricted. The majority of the clients that I work with are somewhere in their 40s, and usually in the range of 40 to 50 years old. Women often believe that their hormones are causing problems or that their age is causing problems, causing their metabolism to slow down with time. Research shows that our metabolic rate is remarkably stable from ages 20 to 60 years old. The problem isn't aging, it's chronic dieting, and the resulting metabolic change happens because of this. Not only this, but lifestyle changes are happening. You're moving less, you're not eating as much protein, you're most likely not lifting weights, or if you are, you're not actually using progressive overload or lifting heavy enough into failure to cause muscle growth to happen. And when all this is combined, then metabolism can slow down over time. Other factors to include here is also inflammation. Are you taking enough rest and recovery days? Are you lowering your alcohol intake so that you can properly recover? Again, are you eating enough carbs? Are you eating enough protein to also recover? Managing your inflammation by reducing your stress and increasing your recovery over time is also going to help with your metabolism. And when you're not doing this, because you have work and you have a family that you're also supporting, all this compounds and adds up together and this also overwhelms the metabolism due to excess stress and inflammation. When your metabolism is compromised, you're not just eating less, you're living less. You have lower energy, worse mood, poor sleep, decreased libido. Your body is basically in a survival mode, not thriving. But the good news is if you can slow down your metabolism, you can also speed it up. Your body wants to function on more food, we just need to teach it that it's safe to do so. So how do we actually reverse this process? First, we're going to establish your baseline. We need to know exactly where you're starting from, so you're going to track your intake for about 2 weeks, everything you eat and drink. You're going to plug this into an app, and then you're going to calculate your average daily calories. This is your current maintenance level, even if it seems impossibly low. Step 2, we're going to go ahead and increase your calories. If you're eating less than 1,500 calories per day, my first bump would be directly to 1,500 calories per day. If you're eating 1,500 calories, I would go ahead and directly bump yourself up to 1,750 calories per day. That'll be your first calorie increase. And step number 3 is to strategically increase your calories over time. You're going to increase your calories on a week-to-week basis based on your biofeedback that you're getting from the scale and from yourself. So to give you a real-life example of this, let's say you're currently eating 1,200 calories per day and you're maintaining your weight. Well, for week 1, I would increase your calories to 1,500 calories per day. For week 2, I would keep the calories the same or increase the calories to 1,600. For week 3, again, I would keep the calories the same or increase to 1,750. And I would continue increasing again based off of how you're feeling. Now, when I say based off of how you're feeling, 1, do you feel like you have more energy? 2, do you perform better in the gym? 3, how is your weight looking? Is it jumping drastically or is it a little bit more stable? You are going to have weight fluctuations from a day-to-day basis because we are women and our cycle influences our weight, along with our workouts influence our weight and so does our digestion. But overall, how is your performance and your energy feeling as the weight changes? Now, if you start to notice that you're looking really puffy and inflamed, this may tell you that you should not increase your weight. And the reason for this is that your body is just not utilizing those nutrients as well as it could be. I like to add calories through carbs first. This will help restore leptin sensitivity and improve training performance. And then we can add some fats for hormone production. Now, with step 4, this is crucial. You need to shift your training focus. You're going to wind down on your cardio, you're going to add more strength training, and your body needs to learn that it's going to be safe to build and maintain muscle, not just survive. When it comes to your training sessions, if you're already working out a lot per week, you may actually want to reduce the amount of strength training sessions that you're doing as well. This really just depends where you're coming in. And for this reason, reverse dieting is actually different than a restoration phase. On my team, I like to use a restoration phase more often. I'm going to link the video now so that you can watch this video to learn the difference between a restoration phase and a reverse diet, as there are differences between these two. In a reverse diet, for training guidelines, you're going to reduce your cardio to about 2 to 4 sessions per week maximum, focus on progressive overload in your strength training, and your body needs to signal that it should be building, not just maintaining. And step 5 is to monitor and adjust as necessary. You're going to track your weight weekly, but don't panic over the daily fluctuations again. You're going to monitor your energy levels, your sleep quality, your mood, and your training performance. And these are often better indicators than the scale. Now, you should slow down your calorie intake or how fast you're increasing calories if you're consistently gaining weight for 2 to 3 weeks and the weight is going up more than you would like. You can go ahead and slow down a bit. I would not go back down to 1,500 calories. If anything, I would try to stay around 1,700 calories if you find that things are moving too fast for your liking. This process requires patience. Some weeks the scale won't move, some weeks it might jump up from water retention, which is going to come from the additional carbs, but trust the process and focus on how you feel. Now, the hardest part for most women is watching the scale go up, even if it's slight. But remember, you're not gaining fat if you're doing this correctly. You're gaining metabolic capacity. You're also gaining lean tissue, and you're also gaining your energy and your life back. The 2 to 5 pounds that might come on again are going to be glycogen storage or carb storage, which is going to go to the muscle. This is going to be increased blood volume from better hydration, or food volume because it's in your digestive system, and potentially again, more muscle due to your training. So think of reverse dieting like an investment in your metabolic future. Yes, you're spending some scale weight now, but you're earning the ability to maintain your results long term without constant restriction. After a proper reverse diet, my clients can diet on 1,600 to 1,800 calories per day. They have energy for their workouts and they can be social with food and they maintain the results without the constant food noise. If you think you need a reverse diet, here's what you're going to do. You're going to watch my video on how to calculate your calories. You're going to track your calorie intake for the next 4 to 7 days and be completely honest with where you're at. You're going to calculate your average daily calories, and you're going to assess your current training. Are you doing too much cardio? Are you working out too much? Are the workouts too hard for you to recover from? And 5, you're going to start planning your first calorie increase. And with the self-assessment, you're going to ask yourself these questions. Am I eating 1,500 calories and not losing weight? Do I have low energy despite eating healthy? Am I working out a lot with minimal results? And have I been yo-yo dieting for years? If you answered yes to any of these, you probably need a metabolic restoration. This process is challenging to do alone because it goes against everything diet culture has taught you, so having support and accountability makes a huge difference in your success. I've guided hundreds of women through this process, and I can tell you that the ones who commit to the full timeline get life-changing results, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. If you're ready to invest in your metabolic health and you want professional guidance with this process, I'd love to help you. Click the link below to schedule a consultation call, and I'll assess your situation and help you create a personalized game plan. And if you want to understand the difference between a reverse diet and a restoration phase, which is what I really suggest for most women, watch the video linked here. As always, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram for daily fitness and nutrition tips. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.